And these are all kind of estimates, so don't like just take the exact number for the actual answer. I guess if it's on the test, it could be a little off. So all the sides are usually a little different. So this one's total cholesterol in comparison to your HDL level. So it's going to come out to like, just a rough estimate would be 250 over 50, which is about 5. I don't know how the last report on the test, if they even will. Last semester, it was on the study guide, but it didn't show up anywhere on the test, nor was it taught in class. So
None of the levels, or just the last one?
none of them. So don't know how important they were. They just told us don't worry about it. So okay, so we talked about good levels for HDL and LDL earlier. And these are usually referring to like cholesterol levels. And that's because these are proteins, but they absorb fats and like triglycerides and cholesterol so that they could carry them. Otherwise, if you had your blood vessel, all these things would combine together and then eventually you'd have a big old blob of cholesterol or triglyceride traveling down your blood vessels, and that doesn't sound like a good thing, right? So we have these transporters. One's generally referred to as good, one's usually referred to as bad. But really, LDLs are good, but we're American, we like hamburgers, so we take too much LDLs in there. So these are transport molecules. So I have silly ways to remember things. HDL, you just think it's heading to the liver, and then this one's leaving the liver alone. Make sense? It's going to be stuck in your brain, you'll remember it for the test, hopefully. So we have LDLs which travel through our blood vessels. Does anybody know the job of LDLs? LDLs make up part of the wall of our blood vessels. So it helps build these walls right here. But if we get too much, it starts to pile up on each other. And if blood's traveling through here, there's going to be an increased pressure, right? So if we increase pressure, blood pressure goes up, and you're going to have a number of problems that can occur. Stroke and other things.
Wait, what are those things inside?
This is plaque buildup from LDL. So rather than having that occur, if we exercise, we'll actually produce this good cholesterol, the HDLs. These HDLs act as a vacuum. Just remember H stands for Hoover. So they'll come tag along and they'll find all these LDLs and they'll do what? Head to the liver, right? And so they head to the liver where we have bile in there, like that nasty stuff you throw up that burns. So we have bile in there, and that'll break up the triglycerides and cholesterol so that we can digest it and get rid of it. Make sense? So we want high HDLs, we want low LDLs.
So within those, I know that they carry fats because they won't move through the bloodstream. They're transporting them. They just transport them to the liver. That's where they go.
The HDLs, these ones travel around the blood vessels.
Okay. So what is the point of that? Of the LDLs?
They help build up the blood vessel walls.
Okay.
That's
But the fats never come out of the protein. They always stay inside of the protein.
as far as I know. Well, I guess it could be taken out. So like you'll use, you guys seen these structures, the phospholipid bilayer?
Yeah.
So it's actually used to create like stability within the cell wall. Makes sense? So it provides this structure that cholesterol does. So it's, I mean, we actually need cholesterol to live. Too much of it is bad though. That's why we have LDLs traveling around. They're helping provide structure for our body.
Okay.
Cool.
I just don't understand, like, what is the point of the fats inside of it if they don't ever,
Structure.
just to build up the structure?
Like
Okay.
structure, yeah. And it helps, so it makes things so they're not permeable to the cells, so they can't just enter and leave when they want.
Okay.
Because inside your cell you have a lot of potassium,
Mhm.
and if you ever see somebody put on death row, they inject potassium into them. So you have too much potassium outside of your cell, it kills you. So what it does is it keeps like a gradient of chemicals.
Helps the flow, right?
Yeah, so you have a lot of sodium outside the cell, you have a lot of calcium, you have a lot of magnesium, or not a lot, but you have magnesium outside the cell, and so on. And then you have a lot of potassium in. So if this wasn't here, these would just, the high pressure stuff would flow in, this high pressure stuff would flow
Is
out.
that like action potential?
Yeah, it's not with action potentials. And you cause so many action potentials in your body, you die.
Okay.
We want these, you need fats to live, right? So that's one reason why.